Showers like you may have already gotten today are going to be in the forecast all the way through the weekend. We will also have some dry spells and breaks where we're hitting about 90 like we are in some spots. Our temperatures right now mostly actually in the 80s, but if you have not yet seen the rain, then temperatures are lower 90s. And here is the movement you can see from the east to the west, and that's all driven from that big slug of moisture that's really farther to our south, but certainly spreading some rain into our area at this point, including a big thunderstorm now just outside of Luling around Des Allemands, lightning and some pretty heavy rain in that cell. But again, it's moving, so that is good. We had the downpour over New Orleans, but now we're looking dry there. A little bit more shower action around some of our coastal spots and north of the lake too. Some light rain edging into St. Tammany Parish and also a couple downpours south of Hammond around Lake Maurepas. And you can clearly see it is not organized, but it is some low pressure. There's plenty of moisture here in this corner of the Gulf of Mexico, and this will likely continue to bring rain generally into Louisiana and into Texas over the next few days. So this is our forecast model going all the way into Friday, and you can see that general trend. Again, not with any real organization, but we might actually eventually see a little surface low developing where these showers and storms are swirling before this gets into southeast Texas. So rainfall forecast amounts, these have gone up. These are for the next 7 days. The yellows are indicating up to about 10 inches. Now, a lot of that looks like it could be over water and not over land, but certainly around Houston to southwest Louisiana, pretty decent rain amounts there expected. And then for us, the oranges and reds are 2 to 4 inches, whereas the blues are about 1 inch. Today, we're expecting a 40% or so chance of rain. Temperatures probably officially touching 90 for a lot of spots, although easily falling into the 80s, and tonight in the 70s. Looking quickly at our planner, 3 p.m. and then on through 6 p.m. This model doesn't have all that much rain around, but we do have a chance for rain. And then even tonight at midnight, you saw there a 30% chance of rain overnight for a few of these showers. Tomorrow morning could start quiet, and then through the day, you can see some scattered rain back in the picture. And this takes us to Thursday evening, still a little rain around. What is going on in the tropics farther out in the Atlantic Basin is 2 spots. Neither has a very high chance of developing. This is a spot where we may eventually see some organization or some trying to get going of a low pressure area there. And then this one really doesn't look like much of a concern pretty much for anyone. Very low chance of developing and way out in the Atlantic. But just looking at that atmospheric rotation, models are not really very aggressive with this system. They actually have another wave maybe curving off to the north Friday. This is many days from now, though. So we will track everything, but nothing is anywhere close to us. And you might be wondering, well, why have things been so quiet? We're here at the almost peak of the season where we typically see a huge increase in activity. Well, one thing is, first of all, the dry air. We've had a lot of dry air, and you have to look at that column going up in the atmosphere, not just the water that is very, very warm, but also what's happening above it. And when you have dry air, it just kind of doesn't make it easy for these systems to get going. Also, there's still Saharan dust still swirling out here, and indications have been there will be breaks in it. But sometimes you get the Saharan dust finishing up much earlier in the year, but we're still seeing it in late August. So that's helping us out too. Some of these waves have been coming farther north off the coast of Africa instead of around Senegal, more like Western Sahara. So that puts it actually into the one spot in the ocean where we do have some cooler waters, although very, very warm waters are still out over the Caribbean and the Gulf. In fact, record ocean heat content for those spots. So why so quiet? Just to sum up, there is the dry air and dust, even though there is the super hot water. Those waves have been coming farther to the north and not into the zone where they need to get to tap into that warm water. And also, I mentioned this a while ago, La Nina is developing a lot more slowly than previously thought. We're still in a neutral phase. We're not in La Nina yet, although it could have developed around this time. And that, of course, enhances hurricane formation. So the models or the forecasters like NOAA and Colorado State still call for up to 23 or 24 named storms. It is going to be really hard to add 20 or so named storms to what we've already seen in the span that we have left in hurricane season. Not to say there will not be an increase in activity. We are expecting that to eventually happen. We will have some more named storms, I'm sure. But again, to get that number to bring us to those kind of forecast numbers that have been called for, that would be pretty tough. So 7-day forecast, no threats here. Rain chances continuing into the weekend and into Labor Day.
On now to some St.